Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Beautiful, sunny, warm day today. Enjoying the weather and sitting at the front of, I don't think any introduction needed here, the Balo Theater, a must-see when you are in Moscow. Even if you don't go and see the performance, you should take a tour inside of this incredibly beautiful theater. I've showed you this place before. Those of you who follow me on Instagram, go over there and you see the reel that I have created from visiting Bolshoi and Boris Godunov performance. Let me start this video today with the comment of the day from yesterday live stream that I had with Mr. Larry Johnson. If you haven't seen it yet, if you have time, make sure to check it out. We addressed many topics. We also talk about Julian Assange and how Larry Johnson sees his future, if Julian is really free, if he will continue with his work investigating the truth. And we talk about other topics, and this comment is in regards to one of those topics, and that's why I would like you to check out that live stream. The comment comes from Gary Sergeyev. What Larry said about Kiev and Odessa should have been said by Putin a long time ago, but unfortunately he does not say this. And that's why we are now where we are. That's why we suffered the sacrifices of soldiers that we have. Putin is too slow. The fact that we have been fighting for 2.5 years is because of his not decisive actions. In other words, we could avoid many victims of both sides and civilians if Putin were a tougher and more decisive person. And in this sense, Larry's position is 1,000 times closer and clearer to me than what our president is doing at the moment. So I know I have many Russian viewers. Please leave the comments down below. Do you think that Russia is too soft in this approach? That Putin is not acting tough enough? What do you think, guys? I have mixed opinions about this actually, but I really care what you think. Today I have 3 articles from TASS for you. The first one is well, all of them are from TASS, but the first one is what Maria Zakharova, many of you know, if not all of you on this channel. This is absolutely one of my favorite ladies that I appreciate immensely for all her work and courage and dedication to the truth. The title of this article is New Security Architecture in Eurasia to Exclude External Military Presence. And this is the statement from Russia's Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Maria Zakharova recalled that the initiative to create a new continent-wide security architecture in the Eurasian space had been put forward by Russian President Vladimir Putin. This is from St. Petersburg from yesterday, June 26th. The creation of new security architecture in Eurasia is proposed by Russia and will force external players to curtail their military presence on the continent. A spokeswoman for the Russian Foreign Ministry, Maria Zakharova, told a briefing on the sidelines of the 12th St. Petersburg International Legal Forum. Quoting Maria Zakharova, being drawn into a new bloc confrontation in the spirit of zero-sum games is not the intention of the Russian Federation. The architecture formed on the basis of common efforts will not be directed against anyone. Its parameters will not only ensure long-lasting peace, but also avoid major geopolitical upheavals due to the crisis of globalization built according to Western patterns. It will create reliable military political guarantees for the protection of both the Russian Federation and other countries of the macro region from the external threats. It will create a space free from conflicts and favorable for development and eliminate the destabilizing influence of extra-regional players on Eurasian processes. In the future, this will mean curtailing the military presence of external powers in Eurasia, the diplomat said. And the Foreign Ministry spokeswoman recalled that the initiative to create a new continent-wide security architecture in the Eurasian space has been put forward by the President of the Russian Federation, Vladimir Putin. According to her, the essence of this initiative is to establish a constructive dialogue between all potential participants in the future security system in the greater Eurasia space. And more from Maria Zakharova, we proceed from the fact that geographical proximity, being on the same continent, encourages a joint search for ways of peaceful coexistence. Such a system should be open to all Eurasian countries that wish to take part in it, including Western European ones, provided that they will abandon their confrontational course, she explained. Very, very interesting and good approach to this, but there is more from Maria Zakharova. Let me just get the next page. Today, for the first time in a long time, I have this printed out instead of handwritten. So if we don't start working on a new security system now, this will lead to the loss of dialogue skills, those mechanisms that were developed and in principle laid down as effective, but were destroyed by the hegemonic aspirations of the West. This will bring problems that are much more difficult to cope with later than now, the diplomat stressed. Very, very, very interesting unfoldment with this proposition. Yeah, so Asia is uniting. And NATO says NATO is more united, is united more than ever. However, it's falling apart more than ever. So is the European Union concept. So, what do you think, guys? Some Western countries might come to their senses and join this. Eventually, they will. The next news is about the Russian Navy. This is also from TASS. Russia's Navy to receive over 40 new ships in this year, 2024. In 2023, the number was 33. So this is from today, June 27th, Moscow, here. Russia's Navy is receiving more and more warships and boats year by year, Russian President Vladimir Putin said at the meeting on shipbuilding, citing year-on-year statistics. I'm sure Andrei Martyanov, I haven't watched Andrei Martyanov's latest video, but I'm sure if he hasn't put it out yet, he will be mentioning this and going into details, because this is one of the topics Andrei is truly an expert in. According to the president, one of Russia's objectives is to comprehensively upgrade the Navy, including its ships, aircraft and coastal components, as well as the infrastructure of bases, to strengthen its positions in the strategically crucial areas of the world ocean, and to drastically improve its combat potential. Quoting Putin now, "A lot has been done in this area, and as our Navy is getting new ships, repairs and profound refurbishment of equipment are being carried out." The president said that compared to 2022, when the Navy was provided with 24 new ships and boats, in 2023 the number was 33, while more than 40 ships and boats are planned to be handed over in 2024. Okay. And I have the last topic, which is from the one and only, the best diplomat in the world, Mr. Sergei Lavrov, who said, US ambitions to rule the world doomed to failure. And this will go through Mr. Lavrov addressing conflict in Ukraine, United States, multipolarity, fight against neo-colonialism, and Middle East. So I'm gonna read you this, because when Mr. Lavrov speaks, it's always important to pay attention. In brief, US ambitions to rule the world doomed to failure. Lavrov tells Forum, it is reported that Russia is open to dialogue with Europe based on the recognition of territorial realities enshrined in the country's constitution. The Biden administration's desire to inflict a strategic defeat on Russia will certainly fail, Russian Foreign Ministry Sergei Lavrov said, addressing the 10th Primakov Readings International Forum on Wednesday. The Russian foreign minister also said that Moscow was seeking to prevent the West from posing a threat to its security, thus has gathered key statements by Russia's top diplomat. And here are the key statements. We start with on futility of US ambitions to achieve global dominance. The desire of individual countries to ensure military political dominance ended in tragic consequences for those nations and their patrons in the past. Lavrov recounted. The dollar has lost its reputation globally, and this was highlighted by former US President Donald Trump in one of his recent speeches. He said, I actually watched part of that speech that Mr. Lavrov gave yesterday, not the full presentation, but I was actually listening to this very moment when he said this. Statements by US officials saying that certain resolutions of the United Nations Security Council are not obligatory might boomerang and come back to haunt them, Lavrov warned. Now on Ukraine conflict. Also, Lavrov blasted Western claims that restoring Ukraine within the 1991 borders will stop the conflict, calling such a notion ridiculous. Meanwhile, the West is trying to persuade certain Arab countries to host another conference on Ukraine, Lavrov said. However, participants in any future peace conferences might take full account of the UN Charter, he added. On security threats now. Russia's top diplomat maintained the ambitions of the Biden administration were nothing new, as he referred to ideas to inflict a strategic defeat on Russia, which he said were knowingly doomed to failure, or the desire to contain Moscow, Beijing and Iran simultaneously, which he dismissed as naive. According to Lavrov, the only thing Russia really wants is to stem threats to our security from the West. Russia is open to dialogue with Europe based on the recognition of new territorial realities enshrined in the country's constitution. Now on multipolarity and fight against neo-colonialism. While each era of multipolarity is unique, Lavrov said he could see the fundamental difference between the current period and the previous ones in that it is worldwide, with non-European, non-Western centers of power and development being available. Big statement, no? Yep. Russia's neighbors in Western Eurasia could become a linchpin of the evolving multipolar world order as soon as they come to their senses and realize that the policy course being dictated by Washington is dead end and runs counter to their own interests, he argued. Russia and its allies are for putting an end to decolonization as they promote a new strategic initiative seeking to free developing countries from recent signs of neo-colonialism. And I think we have two more. Yes, we have on Russia's Troika with India and China. So let's listen to this. Russia has plans to convene meetings with India and China again, Lavrov said, if the Russia, China, India Troika does not convene often, but that's not our fault. Russia and China will take any and all steps to ensure their continued growth despite US counteraction. Lavrov insisted. Everybody will benefit if this Troika makes common cause toward aligning their positions, while the West has been making every effort to undermine the process, he maintained. And the last topic is on the Middle East, guys. Russia expects Israel to listen to the voice of the majority countries on the situation in Gaza, Lavrov said. The Russian foreign minister decried the terrible words uttered by an Israeli official that there are no civilians in Gaza and that all people there are terrorists, starting from 3 years of age. Lavrov said he saw the risk of violence spreading to Lebanon as he called on the world to realize how disastrous Israel's steps in the Middle East conflict are. I think you will appreciate me reading this last article because those are, in a nutshell, some statements from very powerful words and statements from Mr. Sergei Lavrov, and is always worth paying attention to what he says because he is presenting the truth and the direction that Russia is heading, the BRICS are heading, and where is the future heading. And the future is, well, the future will be on both sides, but it will be a very different future. You know what I mean by that. So guys, I will end this video here with this beautiful view behind me of the Balo Theater. My hand is a little bit tired of holding the phone, but I hope I didn't shake this phone too much. I wish you a great day. Make sure to check out the live stream with Larry Johnson from yesterday. The links to the articles, as always, you find down below in the description box. If you wish to support my work, the best way to do it is by purchasing my book that I collaborated on with Scott Ritter. Is titled Covering Ukraine, the Scott Ritter interviews through the eyes of ANIA K. And if you choose to donate to my PayPal account or become the supporter on my locals, I appreciate it also immensely. Definitely follow me on Instagram, where you can see more of the places, including my older posts inside this beautiful theater. What else is there? Well, some links might not be working since I'm in Russia, and sometimes it's a challenge for me to attach those links. That's it. Look how cute is the baby. So cute. Lots of love. And remember, we are the leading edge and we are saving humanity. Hit this like, subscribe, share and comment. See you tomorrow. Bye everyone.